Ha! I knew it! Bring him out! Bring out the guy who's going to fight me! He has to be here! I know there's a great power here! It's nowhere else! I want to fight against someone strong! That's what makes it fun! Bring him out!
Over here. You retard.
Oh, you like that intro. Anyway, Brittany Venti is going to give us a walkthrough throughout all of Quartering's drama, okay? So sit down, grab your popcorn, because this video is going to be long. But before that, let's hear what the Quartering has to say.
By the way, Lauren Southern's sister is also super fucking hot. Lauren Southern or Tommy Laren? Lauren Southern, that's easy. I'll take a girl with some hips. She got some hips. Tommy?
I find in my personal interactions with Lauren Southern, she's been wildly manipulative. And Lauren Southern, much like many of the other female conservatives, I thought was a friend of mine, only to find out later that they had a secondary DM group where they would talk garbage about me all the time. And pathetic. She told me she was destitute too. She told me she had no money, then told me the offer I gave her, which was more than generous, wasn't enough money.
I've noticed that this is a repeated pattern of behavior. Jeremy goes to simp a woman, he expects something out of it for being a nice guy, and then when it doesn't work out, he becomes a sour simp.
Simp! Simp! Simp!
That sounds familiar. That sounds like someone I made a video about. But I can't picture who. Who is that? Who sent for a girl, right? And then tried to act like a badass. Like, oh my god, I never cared. Who was that? Can you guys remind me? I don't remember. It's like I have Alzheimer's. I don't know. I don't remember. Sorry.
To have white skull candy headphones. I think they're so cool. And I finally bought myself some and I was like, this is nice. This is nice. I'm upgrading. So.
Yeah, well, you could probably put it on your wiki feed or whatever, an Amazon wish list or something. You're on wiki feed. Did you know that? I usually peruse the comments.
Not cool, Sydney Watson. She talked massive amounts of shit about me in these feminist DM groups after I paid for everything with the Publica. It made me want to sue her. She never paid a single fucking penny for anything at that company. I lost $100,000 or more. Jeremy confirmed doormat. Yeah.
He throws money at them, expecting something a little more out of them while claiming that they're his friends. You don't really make intimate, romantically charged comments to your female friends, especially not when you're married and a conservative.
Trin, thanks for 20 months. Ninja Kitio, thanks for 50 months. And Bish Spaghetti.
Walt Jr. donated $5. Hi Pokey, I hope you are having a good day. I love you, you are so pretty and are my favorite streamer.
Oh, but didn't you know that's all a part of their grift? Their right-wing grift. Oh, I'm a Christian, I'm holier than thou, I follow truth and justice, I like God and Jesus and they're my idols. And at the end of the day, those people, those grifters, are the most degenerate, the most hypocritical, and weird of them all. He basically stalks women on the internet like a weirdo, throws money at them like a simp, and then gets triggered that they don't reciprocate. I wonder why. Why could it be that they don't reciprocate? I don't know why. I mean, he's a gigachat.
Jeremy Handley from The Quartering got famous because he spammed the YouTube algorithm enough times with his milquetoast content, and any competition he would have had got banned off of the platform. He was an anti-cancel culture, anti-woke, free speech advocate, up until now, where he has successfully utilized his influence of 2 million subscribers and his quote, non-Indian YouTube representative to get the Kino Casino banned. And the reason he felt that it was okay to do this? Harassment of his wife, aka cyberbullying.
No beef with you, bro, outside of a little bro thing you did, bro, by flagging down videos, bro, on YouTube, bro, because they made fun of you, bro. That's pretty soft, bro. That's softer than, like, baby do, bro.
Of course. Now I remember who he reminds me of.
I mean, you might mass flag me like a giant bundle of sticks. And if you don't know what that means, well, figure it out, Zoomy. You gonna mass report me for being homophobic next? I'm homophobic, misogynistic, Islamophobic. Report me for all the phobics. Fucking do it. I mean, that's just gonna prove how much of a pussy you are. That absolutely proves it. Because there's nothing more pathetic than that. That is the most pathetic thing you can do on YouTube. I literally can't think of anything worse. Cannot think of anything worse than mass flagging. So do it. Fucking do it.
Yeah, I forgot. If you're watching this video and you're eating, I suggest you pause it, you finish your food, calmly, and then you unpause it. Because what's coming next is going to gross you out. Trust me.
The Freekinocasino is a comedy channel. They live stream on Kick, and they had a YouTube channel. And one of their segments was to make fun of Jeremy because of his constant need to overshare. He has a long history of oversharing, most infamously for his bowels being under attack.
The pooth is out there, pal.
I have anxiety diarrhea.
He has anxiety diarrhea.
I had like a diarrhea moment, and I was like, oh my god, I have to go. The men's room, and there was shit all over the place, all over the toilet, all like, it was overflowing out of the toilet. It was on the back wall of the toilet. Well, just shit in the garbage can.
Disgusting!
I wish that he was joking, but he isn't. And it's so, I know it's disgusting. Trust me, I know, but it gets worse. It gets worse. Like, now you are starting to understand why this guy is a lol cow, because he has no self-awareness. But anyway, look, it gets worse. So hold up.
This turns into people tracking the literal trail of destruction he left behind.
So he's leaving a trail of smears all the way from the shoe section to the electronics department.
Were you leaving a trail? Were you leaving a
Yeah, there was a little bit. There was a little bit on the ground. Because nobody shops for shoes at Walmart.
What?
Okay.
And I like
shit in a shoe.
Buddy, he's gonna shit in the shoe box, buddy, not a shoe poo. And some wagey is gonna have to clean it up. Jan.
I hit the back wall.
So he takes another detour. So like, this guy's now drawing it in real time. There is a little bit of shit that's going down Jeremy's leg and hitting the floor.
I'm on the home stretch. With each step, a little more is coming out.
Unfortunately, Jeremy could not make the bathroom in time, leaving his usual racing stripes in his underwear.
Women probably never had to clean pee off the toilet seat before they lived with a man. Women probably never had to wash racing stripes out of underwear before living with men.
It's really no wonder why he's in a committed relationship with his bidet.
When I travel now, the bidet is a thing I miss. I mean, I'll just say it. I miss it more than I miss my wife and I miss my dog.
No. For 200 grand a year, I'm going barehanded picking up each turd pile. I don't even care.
And poor Jeremy just doesn't seem to understand why we make fun of it, even though he's openly sharing it, as if that magically makes it less gross.
Nope, sorry, Walmart janitor. I hope the comment was worth it, but no panic diarrheas. I guess I'm not allowed to share stories, because if I share a story, it gets turned around against me. Jeremy, even though I willingly.
Welcome to the internet, Jeremy.
You're a victim.
Oh, the internet hates me. I'm not allowed to share any stories. Stories about diarrhea. Stories about you being disgusting and grabbing poop with your hands and other stuff. About you having zero hygiene. Yeah, I mean, of course nobody will like that. It's not funny. It's gross. It's disturbing. Why? Why share that? What's the purpose? You're an idiot. Plain and simple.
He acts like he's okay with people making fun of him, and he's said this over and over, but clearly he isn't. If now he can't overshare, he immediately tries to deplatform people for making fun of him because his wife is off the table. She's not an internet person.
Spent much time thinking about how to best handle the issues with harassment and cyberbullying in Magic. My wife has long been a victim of these actions. No evidence of that, of course. His wife is a nobody. No one would know who she is if she wasn't married to him. So I find that extraordinarily hard to believe.
Oh, buddy! And he's like, I'm being harassed, and my wife is getting these phone calls and these packages in the mail.
Which is a lie.
Death threats. Provide some proof there, Jerry Smollett. There's no proof of any of this. And by the way, even if there was, we have nothing to do with that. He's using his wife as a human shield to silence criticism.
As you can see, zero self-awareness, zero empathy, huh? Others are nobodies, well, they're not going through anything. I am the victim, my wife, the wife that you share, the wife that you talk about, the wife that you showcase. You're going to see that later. The wife that you overly simp for, but then insult her for some reason. That's the victim. Oh my God, leave my wife alone. You sound like Will Smith. You sound like a loser.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to.
You would think with someone saying that their wife is a non-internet person that they wouldn't go and post her on their community tab after crying about harassment. But not only that, Jeremy Hambling here decided to actually call his wife to come on stream to try to get more donations utilizing her body.
Once she comes down, I'm going to let her off the hook quick. I'm just have her do the job, show her boobs to everyone as Nick promised.
Yep.
But only if you ordered can you look. And then I'll read every single super chat and respond to every single one of them. There she is.
Hi.
Funny how he's not very protective of his wife when it comes to her dignity.
There's a guy at work who claimed that vegan veg didn't smell. Well, I can tell you this. My wife has been a vegetarian, and you can tell the difference.
You don't just get to make someone part of your content and mention them constantly. You know, suddenly declare, actually, she's a private person when it's convenient.
Are you more or less attracted to me right now than you were 10 minutes ago?
I think you really want to know the answer to that.
And the most interesting part here is that apparently she put him up to this whole thing of getting them deplatformed. He says it here in the message himself. But also, my wife is not an internet person. Absolutely guilty of hypocrisy.
You know who he reminds me of this time? Darkside Phil. And I'll tell you why. In case you didn't know, Darkside Phil is like a lol cow that is constantly sharing his wife, talking about her, spilling her secrets and all that. And he tried to milk her for money. He made her appear in his streams and all that. But all that happened was that she got trolled, she got stalked, she got harassed. Because, well, he's a lol cow and his community of haters is really strong. Same in this case.
With Jasper, when we came in here and turned on the cameras and everything, we didn't even know if he'd be afraid to come in here. Because remember, we've not even done a stream together since we had Jasper. That's how long it's been. The last time Khat was on stream was 2018. All right? So good evening, everyone. Would you like to say hello to the audience?
Hello.
So, here's the deal. We're just here to hang out with you guys tonight.
And then what happened was that due to the backlash, he had to remove her from his content. But the damage was already done. He was crying like a victim. Oh, stop attacking my wife. She did nothing wrong. Why are you harassing her and attacking her? Because you put her in your content. You made her a public figure. You were actually the one hurting her. But you're an idiot and you don't get it. So these two guys share their wives and they try to milk them for money, but then they act like little puppies when their wives get attacked. And I'm not supporting any of that. That is wrong. Attacking someone else's family is wrong. But if you're making them, again, a public figure on your streams, then you got no one else to blame but yourself. Keep your family private. There's no reason to share them other than to milk them or to use them for sympathy points. And that is disgusting behavior.
Jeremy has a friend, a long-term friend, that he often mentions by first name on his own stream, and it turns out that this guy, who publicly had his full name on Twitter as his username, with his profile picture of himself, people found his Reddit account and figured out that he frequents cuckolding subreddits. Him and his wife proactively partake in swinging, and Jeremy brings him around him and his wife.
Bro, bring your fucking wife's big old boobs and bring her over to our house. It's 9:20. I think you could be to my house by 10. I want to see your wife's big old boobs at my house in the hot tub. Hot tub's toasty, ready for you, bud.
People found out that he also had a DV record, a very long criminal record. And Jeremy's over here inviting this guy over, and the Wisconsin Bull's wife comes over to Jeremy's house to clean, which is odd because from looking through his stuff, he seems pretty wealthy.
Shout out to his wife. She is here helping keep our house clean.
But we're the crazy ones for talking about his open marriage. So that's why people started talking about the Bull. He claims in his DMs with Josh Moon that he totally didn't know about this guy's swinging, which is contradicted later on that week where Jeremy goes on stream and says he's going to play darts with him next week.
Our world, the abyss, and reality itself will unravel. You must restore.
Is Adam coming over today? No, we have darts probably next week.
But meanwhile, in Josh Moon's DMs, it's him calling him the fairy word and he didn't know about this degeneracy. He said he converted to Christianity after Charlie Kirk's death, and yet he continues to live this lifestyle. And not only that, but if you look at his thumbnails, he often features very intimately provocative thumbnails. And even after this, the Bull still had his own special role in Jeremy's Discord. The one doing the most damage to Jeremy's marriage is himself. And maybe the Wisconsin Bull as well.
Oh, I'm all for it. Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not, right?
Dad. You see, there's a pattern when it comes to the quartering. Not only is he a cuckold, not only does he have cuckold friends, but also it turns out that his friends are all criminals. And he ends up inviting them over. And what happens is, well, what usually happens, is that they get backlash on Twitter, and he gets backlash for being involved with them. And then he's like, oh, they're degenerates. I don't really hang out with them. I don't know them. I barely talk to them. And then, again, it gets worse as always. He invites them over. After all the backlash, after talking garbage about them on social media. It's like a never-ending cycle of lol-cow behavior. It's non-stop.
And that's not the only instance of this weird open marriage kind of thing that he pretends to not have. He talks about how he doesn't get too personal with his female employees.
As a general rule, I don't try to get too personal with my female employees or cohorts. I don't ask them a lot of questions like that. You know, I keep it to business. That's how you stay out of trouble, and you stay, you know, keep everybody feeling comfortable. And
but then proceeds to talk about his co-host Melanie Mack's breasts.
If you're in the chat worried about where Melanie Mack is, stop being such a fucking loser. You guys don't know I'm a boob guy anyway. I like my boobs, you know, 2 scoops full.
And his co-host is a now married and has been a Christian woman for quite some time now. But just a disclaimer, she says that she's okay with this. But I just wanted to point this out, that he's very hypocritical and is constantly lying, especially about not getting too personal with women.
Hot take, there are exceptions, but I also don't think men and women should be hanging out as friends that often. You know,
I agree unless they're both like single, but if they're like in relationships, married.
When I used to work in the office and be like work wives, I was like, nah, dude, like that's weird.
I did try some woman's breast milk at work, and apparently it really pissed off my wife, and I didn't know it was going to be a big deal.
Oh,
she was like,
I can understand why that would make her upset. No,
yes.
I would have been upset too.
I definitely didn't.
Yeah.
And then like,
also, why did she offer it to you? Was this the one that was like, "You're my work husband"?
Yes, that's who it was.
He's like so against work wives, but then he'll drink their breast milk when they call him their work husband. And not only that, he's now telling his female coworkers about this.
Yep, you heard it. This guy has a harem of girls, right, that he recruited on YouTube, girls that he simps over, that thankfully he doesn't get to score with, so they're just eye candy for him, and he's constantly telling them about his sexual adventures. Oh, but it gets juicier. He asked them to come over and they decline, right, most of them. And then, as always, in the quarterings fashion, he's talking garbage about them. So Melanie Mac is one of those girls. He asked her to come over to his house to do some swinging, if you get what I'm saying, and she declined. She's married, of course. And he got angry, and that is why he insults her at any chance he gets. But of course, he's not going to say it to her face. No, why would he? That's what cowards do.
Let me tell you this about
Show
Venti.
as much as the host do either.
I would give everything I had to have babies with that girl.
Then when I called him out on trying to deplatform the Kino-casino, his tune changed.
I really think you guys can do it. If you spend if you double the amount of time you're spending on my stream being mad, I think Brittany might actually see it and she might let you touch a boob.
He's pretending like he never simped for me. He's a sour simp.
Don't know what
Quote more about Brittany Venti. Nobody gives a fuck about that dumb bitch. Are you joking? You guys do, because she's about 40 and she's still single and childless.
It turns out he's the one with fertility issues, considering his search history. He also says that he was trying for a family with his wife and they still don't have kids.
Trying to start a family. I've been feeling really stressed.
And it's fine that they couldn't have children, but I think his comments are a little bit insensitive to his wife, aren't they? So this whole thing is just a projection. Down to the part where he talks about my cat and using the litter box.
Hopefully she can get enough money to pay somebody to clean her cat's litter boxes and maybe think about marrying her. Maybe one of you guys could do it.
Meanwhile, he can't even make the toilet himself and he has to piss in his basement.
I just peed in my basement.
And shitting himself in the Walmart.
And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP! Simp!
And of course, he tried to recruit Brittany Venti into his harem. He was simping over her like crazy, like a rabid hyena. But then she turned him down politely, and he's angry and jealous. Oh, she has to be mine. Oh, yeah, and he's also infertile or something, I don't know.
How much do you want to bet that if Gina Carano came out and said that she was against Jeremy's deplatforming, that he would become a sour simp for her too?
Okay, how much does Gina love me out of 10? Either a 9 or an 11. Which one is it? Gina and I could do an excellent on-screen romance where like I'm the best friend, I'm like her best friend, but I pine after her, and then she just keeps banging all these other dudes.
In his own fantasy, he's a cuck.
And then we live happily ever after. Like, I think we could do that. She could just keep hooking up with fit dudes, MMA dudes, and then like they don't make her laugh, you know? They don't get her. And then there's me. Oh, you look tired. Did you bang another dude tonight? Oh, sweet. And then like my heart's breaking, you know?
First, sorry that you had to listen to that. I know that it was hard. It was difficult. And second, this is the most disturbing, the most disgusting, the most gross, the most awkward, the weirdest moment in the whole video. The whole video. I don't even want to say anything. I don't have to. You can't tell me after watching this that he's right in the head. You can't. You can't. I won't allow it.
You know, he DM'd me while he was married asking if my friend was single. Didn't Jesus say to not throw stones or something? Meanwhile, his wife is attractive. She keeps herself in shape. She takes care of herself. And what does he do? He continuously humiliates her and walks around like a slob dressed in his poopy palette. He should put some coffee brand coffee on those dark circles of his. You know, so long as it's not 100% genetic. In some cases it is, but in his case, he just looks tired, which is bad branding for his coffee. But anyway, now that you guys have the context of the bull and how he didn't want that out there, you can see why people would want to talk about this, especially considering Jer is a Christian conservative, building his entire brand off of free speech.
Come on, none of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up.
They lie.
Christian, in quotations, conservative, in quotations, man, in quotations. And at this point of the video, I'll ask you a question. Do you still think that he's innocent? Huh? Do you still think that he's not a lol cow? Do you still think that his attack on the Kino was justified? Because I don't think so.
And he has a massive melty threatening to go Karen mode at the Kick CEO to try to get the Kino Casino deplatformed on there as well, to specifically target their livelihood. And how reasonable he's being to make it so that they cannot criticize him or the details about his life that he has elected to overshare. He even says, "I'm not mundane Matt. My viewers 100% support this." Translation, I can get away with it.
Please tell me you are not flagging videos already.
Though Jeremy consistently has not taken accountability for it, he does directly admit he threatened them after the fact about taking down their channel. He also doubled down and refused to apologize to them directly, which further encouraged his audience to help try to get the Kino Casino deplatformed, and subsequently causing a mass flagging campaign where now every lolcow is trying to take free speech away and deplatform their critics because Jeremy set the precedent that it's okay to do so.
Why would you flag me? Don't flag me. Flag the Kino Casino guys.
Quartering gets to start a mass flagging campaign, all while he gets to cry about how he's the one that's actually under attack.
No evidence of that, of course.
So no, this isn't only drama and gossip. This has to do with a more serious topic of free speech and being able to tell jokes about someone without them crying harassment. And after the Kino Casino was suspended from YouTube, Jeremy knows this because he covers the news, entertainment. This was the #1 thing trending on entertainment on X. And he proceeds to post his birthday card that is casino themed. Even if it was legitimate, you would think, if I don't want people to think that I did it, maybe don't post it right when they get banned and it's trending on Twitter. In a weak moment, he did threaten to report them, but he totally didn't do it, even though he literally leaked an email showing that he reported a channel.
Cornering, caught, flagging in 4K!
Literally.
Just want to point out, it wasn't our $10,000 a month, because it wasn't our channel and we weren't getting the money from it. It was our editor Flaked, who has a newborn fucking baby at home and a wife to fucking take care of, who had his 6-figure-a-year income taken away.
And Cryboy Hambling here is the one doing this when he's built his entire platform on free speech and making jokes at other people's expenses, including their spouses.
Your wife has a son now, or a daughter, I'm told. Good for her and the father and stuff like that. And dwelling on other people is a recipe for continued failure, Matt. Focus on yourself, focus on your wife's child, focus on making things better off the internet.
And building his whole career on criticizing people and pointing and laughing at them when they say it's harassment. But he's not allowed to be criticized or joked about.
Even comedians can't post their content without getting struck down. It's getting scary.
Every single time.
Every single time, every single crime, every single lie, early lie, every single hour, every single day, every single night, early lie.
That someone tries to preach for freedom of speech, they end up doing the most censoring. The most censoring. Every single thing that you say criticizing them or making fun of them is cyberbullying. Oh, you're a detractor.
The detractors, they were right. Holy shit, Phil. Your detractors, they were right.
You're going after me. You're trying to take me down, even though they have no proof of that. The people who they take down, who they censor, are the most inoffensive. Oh, people making jokes. Okay, did they flag you? Did they attack your wife? You know, did they actually dox her and do evil things to her? No! No! So again, they're too fragile. They have too much of an ego. The greed and the money corrupts them. But that's what people say. I think that they were always corrupt. They just didn't have the power to silence people that they hate. Think of that what you will.
It's just a bummer people are mad at me for no reason. For no reason! He pokes the bear several other times as well, and he flexes his Rumble contract that, quote, allows him to do this, as he said to Josh Moon. He's able to do it through Rumble's money, and the owner seems to be fine with it.
Strong message from me that you need to get your creators in line. You need to send a strong message that you're not going to support people deplatforming critics, because that is a slippery slope, one that I don't think DC really wants to travel down. You're going to lose a lot of your strongest supporters, and I highly recommend thinking about fixing this.
Well, you know what? Our representative is going to get you to platform so you can go on our platform. It's so weird how he's saying he's not taking sides.
What? I don't believe it!
Kidding. It's just as I expected.
And in my opinion, another tell that the quartering is not for free speech is that he steals content. If you go on his shorts page, there are endless videos, just video after video of him doing a 5-second intro of saying, look at this crazy clip. And then it just cuts to the clip and it's like 3 minutes long.
Check this out. You gotta check this out.
Well, here we
You
go.
should, and this looks like the results are required. Let me know what you think in the comments.
What do you think?
Check this out.
No transformative content, no edits or anything. Not even a conclusion at the end. And he does this because he has nothing to add.
If you don't laugh at this, go see a therapist.
Hey! What?
He just uploads his slop, like his short slop, to feed the algorithm.
This guy is a low couch.
Check this out.
Like, this is my favorite part in the whole video. It's so funny. But remember something else, that YouTubers have been getting demonetized, banned, and all that for doing the same thing that he's doing. Spamming shorts and slop content. Now, I'm not saying that's good. That's absolutely bad and greedy behavior, you know, greedy and lazy. But okay, he gets away with it because he's big. He has tons of subscribers. And he has powerful people in his contacts. So, hypocrisy, double standards, you name it.
And it's the only thing inflating his channel's numbers outside of him buying a bunch of advertisement.
I've got to do a bunch of low effort short slop that everyone's really mad about. I've got to do that, even though everyone does it, and you know, instead of complaining about it, you could just do it yourself.
As a quote-unquote free speech advocate, he does not understand why stealing content, rendering their content and speech useless, taking money and views away from them potentially, he does not understand why this is bad. But he's free to try to take down the Freekinocasino for ban evading, for breaking the rules. But he can break the rules, and you're just jealous.
I want to tell you something. This is coming straight from the heart, Paula. And I mean this. You ain't down. And you ain't a loser. You're just a jealous, lazy bum.
Jeremy has a history of repeated blackout streams. He seems to have a very bad alcohol problem. And one of these streams that's very well known is the pissing in his basement stream.
My wife went out for pizza without me, and I'm angry about it. So I'm going to win this round, and I'm going to pee. If I don't win this round, I'm going to pee in my own basement. I'm not taking a pause to pee. Oh, I'm almost about to pee my pants. I got to pee so bad. Get up! No! I just peed in my basement. If you want to watch a streamer that wants to pee in the potty, go watch someone else. Have I pissed on the floor yet while my wife is out with the Jewish bull? You're right. No, not yet.
Do you respect my intelligence?
Yes!
Okay. Wait a minute. Why did it take you so long to say yes?
No reason.
Okay. Wait a minute. Are you humoring me?
Yes.
Okay. Wait a minute. That's bad.
Oh, so now we're going to pretend that this guy wanted to go outside. Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. And funnily enough, he's always looking for an excuse to do something disgusting. Like, this guy has no shame. None at all.
He just constantly has dead air and he's a bad entertainer.
Okay. How?
1, 2, 3.
It's like 5 so far.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Doobie doobie doo.
That doesn't count.
8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Holy, bro. That's insane broadcast, bro.
They don't call him Dead Air Jer for nothing.
Calling what the quartering makes content is generous because a lot of it is just filler.
Boring. That's why they call him the king of slop. You know, dead air and AI thumbnails repeatedly, short slop content, you know, in YouTube. And also, well, I will say that this is a W for him, this clip in particular, because if you don't have anything intelligent, anything funny, anything important to say, why speak? Why open your mouth? So no, actually no, he did good this time. So well played, quartering.
Another example of his filler content is him over-explaining his technical issues that he seems to have like every show.
Close OBS, so they just stay on and overheat. They're constantly giving me problems like this.
Oh yeah.
And past the Amazon thing.
Why say the story?
And if it's not one of those two things, it'll be him asking how everyone's weekend is going.
What's everyone got going on this weekend? Check this out.
Would you like some content with your filler, sir?
What are you guys going up to?
Fail.
What are you guys up to this weekend?
What? This is a rock, and this is water. If you pour water on a rock, nothing happens. But if you pour water on a rock, nothing happens. But if you pour water on a rock, time after time after time, nothing happens.
Yeah, guys, what you got going on this weekend? Like, how's your day going? Like, guys, like, if you remember the cuckold story or the cuckold dream he had about Gina Carano, he's saying that, oh, well, those other guys, you know, the chats, they can give her very good, you know, bedtime, but they are not really funny or entertaining. Neither are you. And you look like a slob, so it's a lose-lose situation. Why would she want you? You're delusional, buddy. Whoa, buddy.
So I think you can understand at this point why Jeremy's a lolcow and why people, including the Freekinocasino, milk him for content. And he's only making it bigger every time he has a meltdown on Twitter and then deleting the tweets after. He loves to hide the evidence, constantly tweeting drunk and then deleting the tweets, all while begging his fans to support him and pay for his lifestyles. You'll find that Jeremy oscillates between two polarities, and this is just one example of it. 1 second it's, guys, I'm very successful. I don't need to go on Caleb Hammer's show, which, by the way, was one of the components that started all of this for him having his melty. The Freekinocasino asked to audit his finances because of this constant confliction of saying he's rich but he's poor. And they wanted a third party like Caleb Hammer to go over his finances. And then he agreed and backed out. And the quartering will even joke about firing his staff. And it's not really a joke because he actually did do it and says that he's poor, he can't afford his assistant. He fired Luke Rozowski. And that's another thing they made fun of him for, was his constant e-begging, his constant crowdfunding, even though he claims to be a multi-millionaire.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill.
And this is where he's more of a DSP clone, because DSP will beg for money. He will say that he's poor, that he's struggling, and then he'll say that, oh, he's well off financially, everything is awesome. But it doesn't really remind me of Synthetic Man. Even though he begs, he doesn't really do it directly. He will stream a lot, you know, because he wants those juicy donations, but other than that, no. And yes, he'll whine and complain about having, you know, low views and about the algorithm failing him, oh, him getting shadow banned, blah, 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 but he's not really struggling. You know he's not. He's not really well off, so he should reconsider his career as a YouTuber, but that's a point for another video.
Jeremy loves to guilt his audience. He'll say things like, I never go on vacation.
A night that might actually lead to me taking a day off work. I haven't taken a day off work in 3 years, but if I go on Nick's stream later and I can generate another 1,000 sales on Coffee Brand Coffee, I might actually take tomorrow off.
If my channel makes it through this Christmas, it'll be a huge miracle.
He's begged for his audience to bail him out for overspending on coffee, which is a repeated theme that he overspends money, by the way.
I shipped way too many Mother's Day gift boxes to Amazon. If I don't move through at least half of what I sent there, Coffee Brand Coffee is going out of business. That's how bad it is. But now I've marked it down 10. I may have to mark it down, more. Literally, Coffee Brand Coffee is in huge trouble. Extinction level event. I'm not this isn't a shill. This isn't a grift. I'm asking for a bit of a bailout.
All right? I'm not here to beg you for money, even though I will.
Meanwhile, he can somehow afford a saltwater fish tank, plus paying someone to clean the fish's poop, the fish Janny. Jeremy loves his Jannies to clean up his mess.
Pick up the broom and sweep it up.
He's getting banned. Watch.
He better not. He better not ban him. He better not. He actually banned him for just asking how your weekend. Bro, he's gonna lose so many people.
He can apparently afford a $10,000 RC race car track.
How much? Well, it was about $10,000 to do this. If you do it yourself, probably it's going to be $4,000 to $5,000. If you're not a lazy, fat, smelly bum like me, that shipping container was like $5 or $6 grand.
Contractor installs such as solar vents and lighting.
And inside, I've run power. I'm not going to include that. That's like a luxury. And Huck's pooping on my track. Thanks, bud.
New garage, gym, car lift, car wash, studio, sets, and an RV.
What's the status of the garage, Jim? We have all the permitting done. I want to have a car wash in there. Like, every man would love to have a car wash in their garage, right?
I think $1 million is a lot of money.
No, you don't.
No, I don't, actually.
Allow me to compare him to DSP once more. DSP, Darkside Phil, lives in a very, very expensive, secluded community. He has a gaming PC, he has tons of monitors, he can decorate, his background and all that, but guys, he's struggling for money. Oh, he has to hit the goals, we need the donations. And this guy is also bragging about the things that he bought with your money. Not his money, your money. Because who's donating to him? Huh? Who? If I get monetized, first of all, it's not my money, it's your money that helped me. And second of all, I'm not going to be buying this garbage that doesn't give me any benefit. I'll be buying a new microphone, headphones, a new PC, things like that. Because why not? Why not actually try to improve your content instead of flexing that you're scamming your audiences? But again, lol cow behavior 101.
But then he'll turn around and criticize other people for taking money and overspending it.
People stealing my money and then living better than I do. I think that these ghetto fucks would come through with a brand new iPhone and have a $0 copay on like $4,000 worth of medication that they were just selling anyway. Just because I can pay my bills now doesn't mean I think, people should be buying name brand shit and all this other stuff when I'm paying for it.
Except his fans are the ones paying for it. He begs them, guilts them, say he's gonna go out of business, turn around and buy a bunch of luxury goods by his own description, and then just keep asking for more. It's crazy that in his own mind, he thinks he treats his audience well by spamming them with ads on ads, having them pay more money to get discounts on things. So spending money to have to spend more money.
Thanks for the money, dummies, because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks. Wow.
I guess if Synthetic Man is the son of DSP, the Quartering is the dad of DSP. Because at the end of the day, DSP is bigger and is making way more money than Synthetic Man, that's a fact. And the Quartering is making more money than those two, but he has both qualities combined.
And then the content that he charges them for is just the same content that he already had repackaged. It's just grift after grift after grift, and it gets to the point where his own fans are tired of his coffee shills. They're saying to not even buy coffee anymore until morale improves. There are so many things that he told his audience he would deliver on that I cannot sit here and read them all, so you guys will have to pause to read. It's just this constant crowdfunding and begging for money when he is a multi-millionaire, and him continuously not delivering on what he says.
You know what I noticed? Nobody panics when things go according to plan. Even if the plan is horrifying. If tomorrow I tell the press that, like, a gangbanger will get shot, or a truckload of soldiers will be blowing up, nobody panics. Because it's all part of the plan.
Jeremy's not above seemingly scamming Charity for his grift either. He asked for his fans to pay for his trip with his co-host to AmFest, which he already paid for, but he continuously asked for more money to compensate for it. And he didn't need to go. It was a huge waste of money. He didn't end up doing any interviews. It just seemed like a waste of time to spend, what was it, like $12,000 to $16,000 on this trip. His fans, after being disappointed time and time again, constantly sold things, having to pay to get discounts on things, they actually funded the trip. But there was a condition. One of the whales who funded him said, you have to donate the extra money to charity.
Jeremy, what happened to the Christmas cards or toys for Tots Dono from AmFest? Genuine question, no troll. There was a donation made, and there wasn't much left, to be honest.
But then when he's asked about his donation, he says that there wasn't much extra.
We had one person cover enough for the whole thing. Their only ask is that everything we raised above and beyond that, we would donate. There definitely wasn't as much left as I had hoped, but I made a separate donation of Toys for Tots anyway.
I bought a bunch of kids' cards, you know.
Oh boy, everybody. I have about $10,000 in product to open up.
So just to be clear, the whale donated all of the expenses for the trip, and he had made $6,000 approximately prior to that. But he, quote, doesn't have that much left over to donate to charity. It seems like those poor kids got scammed out of their toys so that Jeremy could buy his. Those Pokemon cards should be in the hands of some child. And if he did donate, how much was it? Only a few $100s? And even if he did overspend and spent even more money for some reason, because he loves to waste money, he proceeded to spend like $10,000 on Pokemon cards, which he regularly loses money on because somehow at a game where it doesn't require any skill, he still sucks at it.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it.
Brittany, actually it's not a game. It's his business, okay? It's like gambling. You're opening packs, you're expecting to get a legendary card. And let's say the packs are what? $500, okay, in total. Well, you open a pack, you get a legendary, you get lucky, and how much does it cost? I guess, you know, $300 or something. So you're not making any money back. You're just doing it because you love spending money on useless garbage. That's it. That's it. Because if you're trying to make it a business, okay, and you never win, then why continue? Why? You love the thrill of the game. That's it. It's gambling. And that, guys, is illegal on YouTube.
This is illegal, you know.
Breaking terms of service. YouTube, come on, come on. I know they're not going to do anything, but I tried at least.
Why not get financially audited when you're doing all these suspicious things, wasting your fans' money, especially when you live in a mansion and you're a multi-millionaire? And it seems like he's lying about his coffee grift as well. He told his audience that he makes everything in-house, it's his machinery, begged his audience for money for this.
There's a big difference between what I do and what most everyone else does. I don't drop ship my coffee. We roast our own special blends. We hand flavor our beans. We pack our orders. We ship our orders. We handle our customer service. We are not a drop ship outlet. We're a real coffee company. I need to try and reach out and give you an understanding of why I could use some help. What is the solution? Well, it's to buy about $80,000 in equipment.
And then it turns out that it's seemingly a white label company that actually supports the SJW stuff that he says he doesn't like and is woke.
And for the past 3 years, I've prided Coffee Brand Coffee on remaining completely apolitical. And that's literally why I called it that.
And the overlap of the staff, it's the same staff that's handling the generic coffee that handles Jeremy's coffee. He just gives them t-shirts and tells them to put it on so he can take the photo and say it's his own staff. And you may say, well, what's the big deal if it's white label? Well, the big deal is that he's lying to squeeze more money out of his fans because he claims, well, we paid for the machinery. I want you guys to pay for it. And this is our own staff. And it's just this whole thing to try to get more money out of his audience.
No way, another grift? Another lie? Who could have seen that coming?
You never see it coming. You say that my money's too fast for rides. You're done there. But the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
And you had to pay for the equipment. You had to pay so he can build a business. So in reality, you built the actual business. So aren't you supposed to get, I don't know, paid, a portion of what he's earning? Because, well, you guys basically invested into him. Of course, that's not going to happen, but it will be funny if it did. And the coffee, I will say that this is the least interesting part to me because it's just another grift. Nobody expected him to build a legit, coffee company or whatever he's doing. And I don't really care. It's just another grift. And at this point, I'm kind of numb. And it's whatever. Like, nobody cares. Not even he cares, to be honest.
There's so many inconsistencies, like Player One Coffee, which is ran by the CEO of Jeremy's sponsor Meta PCs, seems to be the one repackaging the coffee when Jeremy says, oh, it's mine, I make it in-house. And he admits that he doesn't roast his own coffee, so it's just this constant back and forth. Claims it's his staff, even though it doesn't seem like it is. It just seems like he made them put shirts on because it's the same staff if you cross-reference the photos. And then he mentions the place that's actually making the coffee while also pretending to not know what it is.
Does Mill Creek roast her coffee beans? Who's that?
Yeah, it's funny because the woman who runs the company is totally unaffected by it. She was she was laughing about it to me. Like, I was seeing the emails come in and they were hilarious. You did a little fulfillment work for a guy I don't like on the internet. You as a woman, you shouldn't do, that's how they read.
I get my coffee from over a dozen providers.
It is his staff, it isn't his staff. He doesn't know the coffee manufacturer, he does know it. I own the equipment, I don't own the equipment. It's this constant discrepancy. Successful business, but also, can you guys pay for my mistakes and bail me out? We're almost out of business.
I have a severely herniated disc between my L4 and L5 vertebrae in my back. I had a severely herniated disc between my R4, R5. It's not something that happened immediately. It was a gradual thing over the course of my life. And I was actually playing touch football with some friends of mine in a park. All of a sudden, after this session of flag football, I went home. I laid down. I said, "Oh my God, what happened? My back is really in pain." In my whole life, I've had lower back issues. I had a car accident. Someone hit me in the back. Both my mother and my father have back issues. It is hereditary.
Oh, there's so many contradictions.
Yeah, you know what they say about liars? They really can't keep their stories consistent. He's broke, but then he's rich. But then he needs help, but then he's well off. Again, same old, same old.
He also admits that it's in Utah, which is where the actual manufacturer was that he mentions in the video.
These are my company, my employees located in Utah in the United States, all salaried.
So it's like, which is it? Well, in my opinion, I think it's pretty clear that this is a white label thing and he's trying to cover it up to squeeze more money out of his audience. And then people who talk about it are getting flagged. And if it actually was what he said, I wouldn't complain about the price, but it's crazy that it seems like he's just lying to his fans about it being a generic coffee and then claiming everything is his own when he just does what everyone else does, which is fine, but be honest about it.
There's a big difference between what I do and what most everyone else does.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I prefer an honest asshole than, the quartering. Because the honest asshole is going to say, okay, I only care about money. I don't care about my audience. I am going to gamble. I'm going to scam. I'm going to go crazy, be a degenerate, be in the nightclubs. You know who I'm talking about. And then there's this guy who's going to be like, oh, I'm all for freedom of speech and truth and justice and God and my audience. I'll never lie to you. I care about you. You're my friends. I need your money. I really do. And trust me, if you don't give me your money, I'm gonna end up homeless. I don't really want to sell my Nintendo games or my Pokemon cards. I don't want to. They're my precious.
Precious.
So Jeremy has left behind a long trail of smears, and it's really starting to stink. If he was truly sorry about the deplatforming, starting a whole wave of people false flagging, he would log off instead of just tweeting and deleting his tweets, and he would go to rehab. But he doesn't, and instead he just keeps victimizing himself. It just seems like he's powerless to all of his addictions, and not just alcohol. This is someone that needs abstract thoughts explained to them, like, imagine food, but there's nobody to feed it to you. Genuinely, he might be brain damaged from all that drinking. That might be why he can't even point to the Middle East on the map, despite him covering the politics surrounding Iran.
You know, the holding pattern was. So if we go,
He's zooming in to Southeast Asia. Look at this. He's in Indonesia and Australia, for fuck's sake. Chair! Look at Hannah's face. Bro, he's in South America.
Strait of
He's in
Hormuz.
South America.
Is it?
Now he's
No,
in
it's not
fucking
here. I gotta
North
zoom out more.
America. That's the Atlantic Ocean. That's the Atlantic Ocean. You're in the wrong fucking hemisphere, you mongoloid.
What is he looking for? What's the thing called?
I couldn't. He's looking for Iran. He doesn't. He's not even. Buddy, are you fucking retarded?
Is it here?
Andy had a better idea. At least Andy knows where the Middle East fucking is.
I really try to stay out of the Jew stuff or the
Right.
Palestine stuff. I don't understand it all. And if you misspeak, like, it could ruin your career.
Yeah.
So, like, America first, America last, whatever happens over in Israel, you know, I don't really care.
A fair guess, but I'm afraid it's wrong. I don't know anything about Europe. Fuck. No, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Oh my god. Well, Paris, I don't know what the Paris, oh, Italy, it's telling you. France, this is France. Fucking Finland? Oh, I got Germany. Heavens! I don't know what the United Kingdom is. Italy, I know what Italy looks like. It looks like a boot. Try again. What? That's bullshit. That's exactly what I did. No, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. A fair guess, but I'm afraid it's wrong. Heavens! I don't know these at all. Never gave you that idea. No, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Where's Spain? I knew that. Ireland is one of these. A fair guess, but I'm afraid it's wrong. Okay. Norway? I don't know these at all, man. Try again. Heavens! I don't know my geography. Fuck. A fair guess, wow, but I'm afraid it's wrong. I have a clue. I don't know Europe.
Yeah, this isn't surprising. The fact that he doesn't really know anything about Iran or Israel or anything about the war that's been going on for quite some time now. I'm not surprised. I told you that he's grifting. And because he's grifting, he doesn't really care. He doesn't have to investigate. It's all about looking like he knows, okay? Not about knowing, it's about pretending. Play pretend, okay? It's a fantasy. It's a fairy tale.
He'll go back and forth on anything, even with politics, like he did with Jack Posobiec, calling him out for sex parties, but then wanting to have him on the show.
So Jeremy Hambling started virtue signaling about how much better he is than Jack Posobiec, and how he doesn't engage in the degeneracy at all of these conservative after parties and the horrible things that he's seen, okay? He says, the reason I do not attend IRL conservative events very often is because what I saw from Jack Posobiec and his brother at one of the few IRL events I ever attended. It shattered the entire online persona I had come to respect him, his brother, and a sex cult woman. Now he's referring here to Miss Klein of the NXIVM cult, who was making the rounds in the right-wing circles a number of years ago, trying to rally defenders for the NXIVM cult, whose pedophile leader is currently serving 120 years in prison for convicted pedophilia and human trafficking. And Jack Posobiec was palling around with this woman, and Jer is calling it out. Okay, next tweet.
Okay, here we go.
He says, I watched Jack parade around a woman from a sex cult at the only live event I was ever at. Maybe I'll tell that story. Now, mind you, this was years and years ago. He says he took down Jack Murphy, and that was the far more difficult Jack to reveal the truth about. Well, it turns out that Jeremy Hambling, despite what he's saying here about Jack Posobiec, just a few months ago was inviting Jack Posobiec on for an interview with him at AmFest. He was begging Jack Posobiec for clout and to be associated with him, knowing what he knew about Jack Posobiec. And it's actually going to get a lot worse after that.
Click through to our actual account and click follow. Because the reason it's really important you follow and you download the app this coming up week, because we are like packed to the gills with guests. We're going to have more and more guests.
Which, by the way, was a fucking super big lie.
It was a lie. All the guests that he promised actually were never interviewed. So he scammed that aspect of the AmFest fundraiser as well. You can go to our YouTube clip channel. You can go through the playlist. You can learn everything for yourselves.
It's all there.
I think I sent Hannah Claire like a half dozen last night. I know Myron wants to come on. Jack Posobiec.
Listen to
we're
that.
We're going to have...
After what he said about Jack Posobiec that he knew for years, he still wanted to interact with Jack Posobiec and engage with him.
And he
I wonder
only
why.
said that because he was mad about Jack not showing up at AmFest.
Exactly. The only reason he made these comments about the sex cult is because he was upset that Jack stiffed him and didn't show up at AmFest.
Weird, buddy. You're weird.
The same story we've been through before with girls, right? He's going to talk wonders about them and send them money and simp. But when they clap back or when they ignore him, oh, they're evil. Oh, they're disgusting. Oh, they're skanks. Oh, I hate them. Oh, they're ugly. Oh, they're this. Oh, they're that. And now he's seething because he's not a part of the trafficking mafia, okay? That's simple. He's like, oh my God, I wanted you to be in my house, to hang around, to do some swinging. And you said no. You said no. Now I hate you. I never wanted to be around you. Yo, I knew everything about what you did. I am a better person than you. Then why did you want to hang around with them in the first place? And people knew that you knew what they were doing.
But it gets worse. Let's go to the next video.
It
gets a lot worse for Jer. Because the exact woman that he was upset that Jack Posobiec was associating with at a conservative event, Jeremy Hambling invited that same woman into his home. This was the number 2 woman in the organization, the NXIVM cult. You can learn all about them in the HBO documentary The Vow. But not only did he invite this sex cult woman into his home, but he will call her in this clip a good friend. I wonder why he wants to shut down, folks. I wonder why.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Watching a documentary or a video that's out right now on the NXIVM cult, the NXIV or whatever, and
I know 2 of the people that were in that.
Really?
Who said? I know people in the kidnapping sex cult. Why would you smile while saying that? It should be like, I know too.
Yeah, I interviewed one of them. One of them's been to my house.
They've been to your house.
I didn't dabble in the cult, but I know all about it from the inside.
Right.
Oh, so you masqueraded as a dabbler. I respect that even more.
I became good friends with the number 2 lady.
After
good friends with the number 2 lady in the organization who's been in his home. This is an organization that sex trafficked women, that molested children, that branded women with irons, that participated in sleep deprivation, calorie deprivation, all forms of human torture and abuse. And Jeremy Hambling considers the number 2 woman in this organization basically a Ghislaine Maxwell type woman who would procure women for the leader's desires, a good friend that he invites into his home. I wonder why he wants us silenced. I wonder why he wants our channels taken down. I wonder why he wants our livelihood destroyed. It's because we showcase things like this in a humorous, mocking way that is effective, and it scares him, and it makes him upset, and he cries.
The more he tries to shut this down, the more people are going to hear about it.
The thing about Freekinocasino is that they're going to expose the skeletons in your closet. They're going to do it in a very funny way and a very silly way. And there's a lot of people who don't really take them seriously. But if you actually pay attention to the things that they're saying, you're going to be like, oh my God, holy crap. What are these skeletons, huh? Oh my God, the closet is open. I can see the truth. And that's what the Quartering noticed. The whole thing about his wife being under attack. Oh, he's under attack. That was an excuse. That was an excuse. He was waiting for it. For the perfect chance to cancel these guys. At least on YouTube. Because they're still on Kick. For now. For now. We shall see what happens. But that's the story. That's the truth. That he noticed that they were becoming a threat. I guess that he received hateful messages on his chats or his streams or whatever. And he noticed also that his audience was starting to wake up. Yeah, and to conclude, if you actually analyze that clip, you can tell that PPP is angry. He's angry. He's pissed. And of course, within good reason. Because he noticed that you guys are effective, like I said earlier. Okay? And he noticed that you guys are bringing awareness. You guys are waking people up. You guys are actually woke. Huh? Yeah, because you woken up to the lies, to the hypocrites, to the lol cows. They don't have friends. They're like me, actually.
Oh, he just like me. He just like me, for real.
Oh, they're like me, for real. But seriously, they are going to attack you regardless. They don't have friends. They don't have people that they avoid. No. If anybody does anything that's like lol cow behavior or anything weird, they're going to attack them. Now, I think, I could be wrong, that they're kind of okay with Ethan Klein. Hopefully that's not the case, because I've seen a lot of people, and by the way, if you made it here, I don't know how you made it. I barely made it here in this part of the video because I'm exhausted, I'm tired.
I'm tired, boss.
It was a very long day, but anyway, going back to what I was saying. People like Ethan Klein, I've noticed that they get away with a lot of lol cow behavior, and people avoid him. I guess because they're scared of lawsuits or something. I don't really know. But we shall see. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they actually went after him, but they got bored. I don't remember. Honestly, my memory is not really that good right now. But the point is that Freekinocasino, they don't have allies. It's just Andy and PPP. And that's it. Anyone else is an enemy. They're not really bad people. They're people who are going to tell the truth, like I am. Like me, for real. Again, I'm joking. But that's why I like them, okay? And in a way, they kind of inspired this channel. They did. Well, they weren't the only ones, but they were one of my inspirations. I remember watching them when they were destroying DSP. They were making fun of him. They were like pretending to be friends with him, but in a way, it was all just a skit. And you guys knew it. Everybody knew that it was going to end eventually. But yeah, at the end of the day, I am very sorry for what happened to the casino, to their clip channel. They didn't really get affected that much, believe it or not. I'm not trying to like, say what Jeremy did was awesome. No. All I'm saying is that, well, it was just the guy who was taking care of that channel. He was getting paid by the casino, and yeah, it did help them to grow, but their channel is still up, which I'm happy about. But people like him, they have to be exposed. And I actually put my channel in danger making these videos. Making the synthetic van video, I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. But at the end of the day, being scared is not going to stop me. I'm going to do what's right. I am going to say what's right. And I'm going to try and be a voice for those who don't have a voice.
I am the voice of the voiceless.
I don't really care about money. I care about speaking facts. But anyway, take care now.
Check this out.
I'll say it again.
Ash,
whoa, buddy!
Before we start proper, we got a big wool, buddy.
Buddy!
Okay.
The casino's escaping containment. The
Okay.
casino's escaping containment, buddy. Here we
Whoa, buddy! What the f
Look at how juiced she wants to do it too. Like, bring it back to the start. Look at this knowing look in her eyes. She's like, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Hey, oh, buddy.
She gets like 2 to 4 million views per video. Imagine being someone who doesn't know, and they're like,
"Oh,
what was that? Like, why did she do that? Like, imagine is it the one guy?
What a birthday gift for me!
Let's go.
I know. I feel bad shitting on her all these years. You know, like I think I've done like 10 streams, but it's okay.
You did 10
all right.
streams on me or more back in the day.
At least.
So we all get felted.
Sometimes
right?
they are a change.
Big shout out from fucking Shoeonhead. Wow, thank you.